Okay, hello everyone. Thank you for joining this week's Tech Talk. At this time, I have muted all of the lines. I will unmute the lines as we get into the presentation a little later in case anyone has questions. A reminder that you can unmute yourself. If you do have questions, you should see a mute icon at the bottom of your screen if you're using the application, or if you're dialed into your phone, your normal way of unmuting your line should work here. Also, if you're using the application, you can also drop questions in the chat, and we'll make sure they get asked as well. If you're unable to come off mute for any reason, or if you want to drop something before you forget it, feel free to use the chat as well. So excited for today's speaker. I'll start. I'm Devin Jenkins. I work with the healthcare here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, as a senior technical product manager in our supply chain digital technology organization. Glad to have Anissa Lumpkin with us today from the Air Force Research Laboratory, Small Business Innovation Research and Small Business Technology Transfer, speaking around entrepreneurship and some tech exchange opportunities with the Air Force. So it should be a nice change of pace from some of the talks we've had throughout the year. We had topics from organizational transformation to diversity and inclusion and what it really means. We've even talked about computer science or data science. So a nice switch or pivot over to entrepreneurship today. So I'll give a brief bio of Anissa, and while I do that, I will go ahead and give you presenter rights so you can get your presentation going.
Great, thank you.
Okay, so we have Anissa. Anissa is a member of the Government Civilian Corps and is the lead program manager for the Air Force Research Laboratory and Air Force Small Business Innovation Research and Small Business Technology Transfer Program. She directs an over $105 million research budget focused on qualified small businesses in the nation's high-tech arena as a critical source of innovative technologies for our airspace and cyberspace force. Through a competitive awards-based program, she leads hundreds of yearly contract efforts sponsored by over 25 Air Force organizations from across the nation. And she also enables small businesses to explore the technological potential and provides the incentive to profit from its commercialization. She has served in the U.S. Air Force for nearly 20 years, both in active duty and reserve, along with civilian time in the areas of S&T and acquisition. So she began her career in 2001 as an active duty acquisition in support of warfighter training, common operating systems, and unmanned combat air systems for the Aeronautical Systems Center. And in 2009, she transitioned to a federal civil service role as an operations research analyst for the Air Force Research Laboratory. Prior to her assignment, she was a legislative liaison, serving a 2-star general commander. She assisted with all aspects of hearing preparation for senior-level officials and congressional briefings, as well as analyzing, researching, and formulating official responses to requests from members of Congress, their staff, and congressional oversight committees on matters of congressional interest and resolving issues with small business inquiries. She is a graduate of Tennessee State University, where she earned a Bachelor of Science in Aeronautical and Industrial Engineering Technology. And she also went on to earn a Master's in Public Administration from Central Michigan University. So Anissa comes to us well-credentialed, highly qualified, and excited to hear what she will share with us today. Anissa, are you good to go?
I'm good. I have my slides pulled up. Can you see them okay?
Let's see here. Your screen looks a little blurry right now, and I don't see slides currently. Yeah, I'm not able to see any slides from you right now. Are you sharing?
Yes. You see it now?
Let's see here. I see you now.
Let's see.
Yep.
How about now? Can you see it now?
So your video is blurred now, but I don't see your actual slides. Let me just make sure it's not showing up somewhere else. Yeah, I'm not able to see your slides right now. Are you sharing the right screen? Or the right application?
I believe so. Let's see. We're just doing the same thing we did yesterday. Let me...
Because when you're not sharing, I can see you perfectly right now.
Okay. Can you see slides now?
And I've got the same thing that was happening before, where your video goes blurred, but slides don't actually come up.
Okay, how about, can you send me the screen share link again, please? Request.
That's what happened. Okay, do you see the request? Looks like you're the presenter now.
I don't see it.
See, it says you're the presenter on my side.
So that I'm a presenter. Let's see.
Yep, it says that you're the presenter.
Give us a moment, folks. Sorry about that. It's interesting how you can works one day, then the next day. Okay.
Little technology.
Devin, this is Angela. It looks like you sent me the request to share my screen. Maybe that's where the hiccup is. I clicked cancel. Maybe try and send it to Anissa again.
Okay. All right, let's try this one more time. All right, what's coming through?
Okay, let's try this one more time.
There we go.
Now, can you see the screen?
Yep.
Okay, great. All right, thanks everyone for being patient. Good morning. This is a great morning to roll into the Memorial Day weekend. So today, and thank you, Devin, and thank you to BDPA for having me here today. This presentation is very resource heavy, I will warn you. And there's lots of links, but there's a lot of things that I want to show you and resources that are available to you if you would like to participate in the Air Force Small Business Innovation Research and Small Business Technology Transfer Program. I'm really going to focus heavy on our Air Force STTR initiatives this year. We're really looking to get universities and academia, and especially our underrepresented communities to participate in the program this year. And we're doing a heavy push, and we really want to help ensure that you have the information that you need to submit successful proposals into the program. Looking forward to working with a lot of new faces to participate in the program. And just a quick stat to put out there to kind of dispel some myths with folks that you don't have to be an expert in Air Force STTR to participate in the program. I mean, every year we get between 20 to 30% of the awardees of our SBIR and SITR program are brand new to the program. And they're small businesses. I mean, this program is all about working with small businesses, academia, and universities. And so we really want to hit home and push that to ensure that you're hearing about that. All right. So some of the goals of our program, we're looking to encourage and increase program participation with our universities and small businesses to meet our Air Force needs. So we're looking at you to come and help us meet our Air Force needs, with whether it's from our military and our commercial sector. We want you to be successful. So for an Air Force STTR participant, here's some eligibility things to consider. So for you have to be a for-profit small business with 500 or less employees within the United States. And then for our universities or academia group, you have to be a United States research institution, college or university, or nonprofit research institution, or a federally funded research and development center. So if you meet...
Yeah, so let me pause you real quick. We can't see your slides again. If it went out. So I just sent you the presenter request again.
Okay.
Not sure what happened there.
All right. Are we good now?
Yep.
Okay. So if you can meet all of those requirements, we look forward to having you. So for Air Force STTR, the program requirements are for a small business, you would make up 40% of the work that's involved in the program. For research institutions, you're looking at making up a minimum of 30% of the work. And then that leaves another 30% to do as you will with it. So whether you're looking at other private funding, whether the research institution gets more involved or the small business, that's up to you, and that's up to how you kind of manage that contract or the needs that you have to meet the needs of the contractual agreement that you would have with the Air Force. So with Air Force SBIR and STTR, it's not a grant program. We are doing actual government contracts with you, which is different than some of the other programs that you may participate in, and especially some of our HBCUs and other minority institutions and other represented universities. Your principal investigator must be employed and on contract at least 50% of the time by the small business or the research institution. So whichever one is your PI in that, they have to make up at least 50% on contract employed with that institution. So why are we looking to industry and academia to help us with our Air Force needs and kind of flipping the switch of how we traditionally work in the program? So I'd love to show this slide because for the Department of Defense versus private industry, when it comes to our research and development investments in the United States, you can see the growth on the industry side. I mean, 200% of growth back in 2013 and beyond. We've seen growth from our private industry partners. We want to ensure that our Department of Defense and our war fighters are getting the tag technology needs that we have that are available in private industry. We want private industry to come back and start working with the Department of Defense and want to work with us and invest with us. And so we want to make our acquisition processes easier. We want to make it understandable for you to work with and just eliminate some of the barriers that may have existed throughout the years so that we can get more participation from you. So how are we doing that? Here's an example of an Air Force SBIR roadmap and how we transition technology from the program to the warfighter. So for folks who are veterans to the program, you know about the Air Force traditional way, standard way of doing topics, where we would put out a list of topics, very focused technical need areas. We told you exactly what may be needed from our technical feasibility standpoint. That phase 1 typically lasted 9 months to a year. It was a $150,000 award. From there, the phase 2 was a 24-month contract. And then you moved on to phase 2 plus, which we put additional funding on to try to get you to a phase 3 where you're commercializing or you're going into an Air Force level program. And our commercialization readiness program kind of helped along the way, leading that front. So from now to that, we are looking at industry and our small business community. You are knocking it out of the park with a lot of startup organizations and that standard state-of-the-art technology that we want to bring back into the Air Force and the Department of Defense. And so what are some things that we needed to do with that? When we're looking at shortening the time frame with our special topics, we have open topics and partnered with the AppWorks organization. From there, we have our open topics, so you can tell us what is your state-of-the-art technology, what are you most good at within your research and development areas. We have a period from there, our phase 1, where it was 12 months. Now we're looking at 3 months for customer discovery. We're helping you find that Air Force customer that is going to push you over to the next level. From there, you would get awarded a phase 2 if we identify a good stakeholder and customer within the Air Force, and then that contract would last about 15 months. So accelerating that whole process. And the phase 3 can occur anywhere along the way from phase 1 to phase 2. And what's a phase 3? Phase 3 is when a government organization would like to put non-SBIR funding onto your contract. Typically, we call it mission funds and things of that nature. Some of the things that we've demonstrated in the past, you may have heard about Air Force pitch days, where you go in and you pitch your technology and what you have to offer the Air Force, walk out, get a thumbs up from there. Our contracting shop is set up right in the room next door. You sign a one-page contract. We've demonstrated using government credit cards to get you on contract in minutes versus the long kind of inundated process that we've had. So those are some things that we've demonstrated, and those may not be some things that we can do for thousands of contracts, but we've demonstrated that we can accelerate acquisitions. And so we've stood up the Air Force SBIR Sitter Center of Excellence. This is the hub of our contracting and our financial management shops. They are knocking it out of the park with contracting sprints, so we can get contracts on contract within a 5-day time frame versus having our contracting shops kind of spread out across our laboratories. Now we're focused. They know exactly what their mission is and what they're there to do to get you on contract faster. So some of the things that with changes to the program, we're doing events like this, outreach events to our education and academia community. We've stood up, we have partnership intermediary agreements with organizations across the country, and I'll show you about our ecosystem there. So with our ecosystem, we have opportunities available across the world. So we have a new partnership with BDPA, helping us with our HBCU initiative. Our APEX program, Academic Partnership and Engagement Experiment program, they are really pushing also in helping with our HBCU initiative and the Appalachian community of universities and those underserved universities. AFWorks, Defense Innovation Unit, Bunker Labs, our Tech Warrior Ops organization is really knocking it out of the park with providing events for you to demonstrate your technology in an operational environment with non-retribution environment and helping you to set up those things. We have our maker hubs across the United States, the Doolittle Institute in Florida, if you're in that area. We have our Griffiths in Rome labs and also our New Mexico Tech partnership intermediaries. And all of these resources are available to you typically at no cost or no to little cost because they're on nonprofit on contract with the government to provide these services to you to help you transition technology and also to help you with just getting involved in the program in general. So I just wanted to talk a bit about the Air Force's STTR and HBCU High Visibility Initiative. So there's congressional and strategic interest to integrate with the HBCU community and serve as execution to our Secretary of the Air Force. So we're encouraging HBCUs to participate in the program. We're looking to engage and increase program participation amongst those universities and small businesses to produce a form of good services to our military and commercial sector. So we want you to help us meet our Air Force needs. One of our first inaugural events that will take place is our Air Force STTR HBCU Collider, Historically Black Colleges and Universities. We're holding that in conjunction with BDPA at their annual conference, August 20th through the 22nd in 2020. So with everything that's going on with the pandemic, we are pivoting to a virtual conference. So just making sure that we are targeting you and targeting the needs that you have in outreach in those various areas. So what are some next steps and connections that you can have? You can subscribe to our quarterly newsletter. We also are having Ask Me Anything every month, every Tuesday at 11 o'clock. So if you have any questions, quick, easy, just dial in and we'll go through questions there. We'll also have guest speakers throughout the event. So we're looking at, so let's say you have interest in Air Force STEM or working with the Air Force. Maybe you have some undergraduate students. We'll try to have some people there as well. Maybe you have some graduate students that are looking, and PhD students that are looking to engage with the program. You're a small business that's looking to engage with the program. Feel free to dial in on those Ask Me Anythings on the first Tuesday each month at 11 o'clock. Connect with us on social media. We keep you abreast of all the events, all of the colliders. When we call them colliders, we're colliding with you. Matchmaking, grow your network with Air Force government personnel, and grow your network with academia and small businesses. I just got off the phone with a small business that's here local in Dayton, Ohio, who has a lot of connections with HBCUs and is just looking to really help form that partnership with HBCUs. And they are a veteran company in the program. And just really, there's a lot of people that want to get out there and work with academia and universities, our Appalachian University communities, to get you into the program. We want you to be represented in the program. So connect with us on LinkedIn and Twitter to keep you up to date. Register for the Air Force STTR HBCU Collider event. Some funded program activities that we have. So we look at the Air Force Silver Sitter program as the venture capital fund of the Air Force. So if you're looking for, one of the great benefits of the program is that it's a venture capital fund, but this is a venture capital fund where you keep your data rights, and you keep your data rights for up to years. I mean, there's new legislation that says you can maybe even keep it up to 20 years. There's other websites that are available. If you're interested in looking at other federal awards that we have, go to beta.sam.gov. Our Small Business Administration has representatives across the United States to help you with other areas that you may have needs in manufacturing, or maybe you have needs to grow or expand in other areas outside of STTR. So definitely check out sba.gov. Our partnership with our AFWorks community and the Air Force Research Lab, the National Security Innovation Network. The AFWorks program has really led the development of our SBIR and CIDR open topics. So I encourage you to visit their site as well, afworks.af.mil/SBIR, SBIR. And then also our Defense SBIR Innovation Portal is where you will see all of the topics that have been submitted by not only just Air Force, but all of the Department of Defense, so including Navy, Army, DARPA, all of NIH, all of the organizations that participate in our Defense Innovation Portal for those solicitations. So some upcoming opportunities that we have. Again, I mentioned on June 2nd at 11 o'clock is our Air Force STTR Ask Me Anything with myself and inviting other special guests, so you don't just have to keep hearing me every month. And then also, I want to encourage you on June 15th, we are having our virtual quantum collider. So there's small businesses that we have awarded, looking to award phase 1 contracts with in the areas of quantum research, and they will be pitching their technologies. We'll have our staff, Dr. Will Roper, also the program director of the Air Force SBIR STTR program will do a keynote as well, Mr. David Shahady. It's going to be a great lineup of folks. Our Air Force Research Laboratory Office of Information Research will be hosting that event and leading the way on that event in all things quantum and the leaders of quantum. So if you're working in those areas, I encourage you to tune into that program as well for our virtual quantum collider. Again, our HBCU STTR collider. And then the September 21st through the 25th, we're going to be highly engaged in the Dayton Startup Week, leading the defense track with our Technology Accelerator Demo Day. So our accelerator, we have an accelerator as well here in the Air Force. There'll be 10 or so companies that will pitch their technology that they have, and they're also looking to submit proposals into our Air Force STTR program. So it's a good way to kind of see what does that pitch or demo day look like, and you can tune into that. And we're also looking at having some virtual access to that program as well. Our Air Force AFRL Small Business Hub is created to link entrepreneurs and businesses, academia, industry, and government organizations to support our business and growth to strengthen our Air Force industrial base. At the end of the day, we want to strengthen our industrial base and our commercializing technologies for new marketing opportunities. So I encourage you to visit our AFRL Small Business Hub. Again, that's another place that you can follow on Twitter and LinkedIn, and all of the Collider events that are coming up. And a lot of them are pivoting to virtual. Jim Mason-Brink is the director there. He's a great guy to have a resource with if you're interested in getting connections or you just need some help kind of navigating throughout the process. This is a great resource for you with our Wright Brothers Institute here, Small Business Hub. This just shows you a lot of the engagements that we have across the Air Force, from hackathons to our industry days, our technology accelerators, our challenge projects, and our unsolicited proposals, broad agency announcements, our technology transfer and transition program led by Mr. Joe Gordon. They are doing great things with transferring technology from the industry to government and back and forth, and sharing information and services that you have. So I call this slide, this is like the toolkit slide. Just check out www.afrlsbhub.com to engage with the Air Force and resources there. If you're looking to actually get someone on the phone and you just have a quick question and you need an email address, generic, call 1-800-222-0336 is our 1-800 number. When we're back in the office, we'll probably have somebody there to answer those calls for you. But via email is probably your best resource to get in touch with the Air Force Civic Sitter Program, and that's AFSBIRSTTR-info@us.af.mil. Again, that's AFSBIRSTTR-info@us.af.mil for the folks on the phone that can't see. And then we encourage you again to visit our website, www.afsbirstttr.af.mil, for topic information, points of contact, newsletters, and more. And so with that, I will open it up for any questions that you may have.
Okay. We do have 2 questions in the chat currently. One is, why was the Air Force Pitch Day at Business Enterprise Systems canceled?
Just a second. So the Air Force Pitch Day for the Business Enterprise Systems, with COVID-19 occurring, the Air Force decided to concentrate on ensuring that we're meeting the needs of our small businesses that we currently have within our ecosystem, versus kind of taking a break from the 20.2B solicitation and just kind of clearing up and making sure we're getting the folks that we already have awarded on contract, and so we can get that funding pushed out to them. So we are targeting now the 20.3C and 21.1A solicitations to. So you may see the Business Enterprise Pitch Day occurring, but right now with COVID-19, a lot of things have changed there. Let's see.
Okay. And the other question was from Jaden. I think that's Jaden Seaton. Jaden Seaton says, I'm going into high school. Are these programs available for high school students?
So for if you're a high school student, we have programs, our K through 12 STEM program with our Air Force Research Laboratory. Check out our Air Force Research Laboratory website under K through 12 STEM programs. We have a lot of programs for high school students, especially if you're around in local areas and maybe you want to do work in one of our laboratories in the summertime. We have programs for that. There may be some changes with that, again, with the pandemic and COVID-19, of being able to actually work in the lab. But those opportunities are available for high school students, and we go out to career days. And so if you're a high school student and you're interested, reach out to me, and I'll make sure I get you connected to those resources that are available. As far as the Air Force Civic Sitter Program, you have to have a small business. I guess if you're in high school and you have a small business and you can compete at that level, then I guess that's something that you could do.
Okay. At this time, I'm going to unmute the lines so anyone can ask questions. Okay, so lines are unmuted. Please mute yourself if you aren't speaking, but if you have a question, please ask it this time.
So I see there's a question about the small business that I was speaking with today that was interested in discussing HBCU, and let's see. So that was Dr. Gojanini of Spectral Energies. That helps.
Okay.
Let's see. There's another question about, let's says, we're an active AFWERX STTR phase 1, and while we've engaged with Air Force stakeholders.
Hey, I started typing, and then he said to unmute. So, yeah, we've engaged with some of the AF stakeholders out there, and they're interested in everything, but everybody's obviously focused on COVID, rightfully so, and a lot of bandwidth is being dedicated to that. So, we're just seeing if there, our whole goal is obviously to move to the phase 2, get an MOU signed. Just seeing if there's any suggestions or resources or people, to help kind of find and navigate that field.
Absolutely. I don't know if you wanted to share some of your capabilities on this call, or shoot me an email, and I can find more specifics for you. Which solicitation did you receive your phase 1? Was it the 20.1?
Yes, 20.1. So yeah, and we're connected on LinkedIn. I can message you there.
Okay, great.
Okay. Other questions out there? So yeah, I see Sarah Acton just put a question in the chat. So we are a small human factors business who would like to partner with other CBER STTR opportunities. Is there a way to make connections with others?
So we are a small human factors business who would like to partner with others for services. Is there a way to make connections with others? Are you looking to make a connection with government or universities?
Both. I mean, we can provide services to help people bring technology to the market. So we do kind of cradle to grave user testing, usability, and other services related to human factors and human performance. So if we can connect with the government, that's great. If we can partner with other universities or other small businesses who may have technology they would like to apply for SBIRs, we'd also like the opportunity to find those companies and connect with them to, go jointly in on a grant proposal.
Okay, perfect. If you could connect with me, so we're actually looking to start some type of matchmaking type of activities, so that we can ensure that you are matched up with and partnered with some of the folks that you're looking to connect with, and so we can definitely help you with that.
Awesome, thank you. And I'll put my contact info into the chat as well.
Okay, great. And again, our AFRL Small Business Hub and our partnership intermediaries across the country also have resources that are available with networking. We have collider events. A lot of it is kind of like this social dance, but when we're trying to have these collider events, we're looking for you to be able to connect and network with not only government but other industry partners as well, where you have a shared interest. So when it comes to human factors in the Air Force Research Laboratory, we have our 711th Human Performance Wing, and their research research and development is focused on human performance and human factors. So those would be another organization that I would focus on finding some synergies with. Be our 711th Human Performance Wing.
Great.
Other questions on the line?
Yes, hi. This is Margie Forbes from AIS. AIS has had a long relationship with AFRL in Rome, New York, and have been successful with the CBER program in the past. I've been particularly watching the HBCU kickoff and launch, and I'm wondering if the topics would the AFRL be interested in the small business and the RI influencing the topics, or where the topics primarily be specific to AFRL and going in a direction that they're interested in?
So we are looking to have open topics, and in those open topics we will have focus areas. So some focus areas, but we're looking to the research institution to tell us some of the technology areas that you have in state of the art to assist with some of our Air Force needs. So we're kind of flipping the switch a little bit from what you may have traditionally seen to more open topics where you're telling us what you can bring to the table to drive more innovation from the research institution into the program.
Great, thank you, that's helpful.
Thanks.
I say we have a question in the chat. If you're on the line, feel free to ask it yourself. Otherwise, I can ask it for you. It looks like they may have actually just left the meeting. So I'll ask it. To start. Let's see here. Can you still hear me, Anissa?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So do startups and their HBCUs need security clearances or need to be U.S. citizens?
So you need to be your principal investigator on the contract needs to be a U.S. citizen. And the small business needs to be a U.S. company. You do not need to have a security clearance. If you do need a security clearance for work on your contract, then that's something that we would take care of once you're on contract, but that's not something that you need to apply or to get an award.
Okay, it looks like that person was able to rejoin the meeting, so hopefully that answers your question.
Okay, great.
Okay, what else?
I've got a question. We've gone around looking for signers for an MOU, mostly within program offices in the Air Force, and we find that the Air Force personnel are rather risk-averse about signing the MOU. That seems that they don't feel like they understand whether they have the authority to do that or not. Is the Air Force SIPR program, is there any outreach going on? Can you provide small businesses with something that explains who is allowed to sign an MOU, so it's not the company trying to describe it to the Air Force personnel, it's more the Air Force describing it to themselves?
Yes, absolutely. So that is with the open topics and the requirement for MOUs getting pushed up so quickly. It's only been really like a year since this program has really kind of taken off. So it is the goal and the focus to ensure that we are training up on the government side of, what is an MOU, who can sign it. They're going through customer discovery and more of a push and actually helping with some of that matchmaking that you're looking for. So yes, absolutely understand that that's definitely a need that's needed out there on the government side, educating the government, not only the small business side, but the government side as well. And we're continuously trying to get that word out to the government. If you ever have, if there's issues with things like that, feel free to reach out to the Air Force Silver Sitter helpline or info line, so we can see how we can engage that way. And if the government person doesn't understand, and they're not familiar with the Air Force Ciber Sitter program, we can do what we can do what we can to get them educated and understand what does an MOU mean, if that helps.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Other questions on the line?
Yeah, and it says I got a question. This is Bob Appenzeller from Dragoon. How you? I see you're back at work. Is that true?
No, I'm still at home.
It looks like an office. Anyway, I just got notice from this outfit called, what is it? Small Business Technology Council. Have you heard about these guys?
Yeah, I believe it's not a government organization or agency. My understanding is it's like a collective of small businesses that come together to provide input and interest for the small business concerns.
Right. Yeah, so they're having some concerns about the 20.1 solicitation that went out, and I guess the 20.1 is over now, right? Has everything been awarded? It's going to be awarded?
No, and so that's one of the reasons why with the pandemic and COVID, our contracting sprints got pushed back, and so that was one of the reasons why we pulled out of the 20.B, is to make sure that we can any contracts that are out there outstanding, we can address and get that those selection or non-selection notifications out to the companies.
Okay.
Some of the 20.1s have already been awarded, but if there's some that are hanging out there from 20.19 or so, then we're looking to kind of focus on that.
Hey, Juan, how you doing? All right. Hey, I just wanted to make sure, did you see my email? Okay, does that make sense?
Sort of. So what, I mean, I didn't get
Sounds like somebody is on the phone. They're not on mute.
Yeah,
so
man, mute them. All right.
I have a question from Dave. For the X20.R CSO Ciber, do you know if the Air Force is on schedule to issue awards by May 30th, or is there a delay? My understanding is there may be a slight delay with everyone not being in the office to be able to get those awards to that sprint, but looking at maybe pushing that out 30 days to June 30th. Okay.
Huh.
I don't think I see any more questions, Devin. Did you see anything or get anything?
This is Charlie Northrup with North Sciences. I have a question on the grants.gov website. Are several AFOSR, the Office of Scientific Research, grant opportunities. The question is, does the Office of Scientific Research typically work with small businesses on grants, or do they primarily focus only on universities?
That is a good question, and I'm not exactly sure. I know they do a lot work heavily with grants with universities, and I'm not sure. I don't know the exact number of what that percentage is, whether it's small business or universities, but I have some contacts at AFOSR, and they actually might be on the next Ask Me Anything call, having a representative from AFOSR to kind of talk through some of those grant opportunities.
Okay, that would be awesome. Thank you. I'd like to listen in on that.
Thank you. Anything else on the line? Okay, well, if there aren't any more questions, we'll get ready to close out. Again, I want to thank you, Anissa, for sharing with us today. And hopefully this has been informative for everyone on the line. It sounds like we have some people who are participating in the program currently, and others who may be interested in getting involved and who will hear more about it at the conference in August. So thank you for sharing. Speaking of the conference, you see here on the screen, if you're in the app, that the conference has gone virtual now. Still planned for August 20th through 22nd, but there has been some changes in pricing there. So youth are $50, adults are $150 now. This will be virtual through VFair, so more information will be coming. But be sure to visit BDPA 2020 to stay up to date on details around the conference, as well as to register. We definitely want to see you there. Also, just want to remind you to go out to the Air Force CBER and STTR website to learn more information about the program and see potential opportunities to get engaged there. That link is on the screen there, www.afsbirstttr.af.mil. That's a mouthful, but we will have the presentation recorded and available on the Tech Talk website for you to go back and reference. Then also, Anissa is on LinkedIn, so feel free to reach out to her and connect. I know we've been connected for maybe a month or two now, so looking forward to continuing to learn from her personally. So hopefully you all will do the same. Any last words from you, Anissa?
Yeah, thank you so much, Devin, and thank you, BDPA, for hosting this great talk today. I think, and I appreciate everyone's engagement in the program. I wish you the best of luck navigating through the program. If there's anything that you heard today, or if there's still some questions, or there's some areas that you think we need to apply more information and resources on, please feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn so that we can, as we're getting the information out to you, that we're giving the information out that you need to kind of overcome any barriers that you have to participate in the program. So I appreciate everyone's time, and I look forward to working with you in the future.
Okay, well, thank you, Anissa. Thank you, everyone. We'll give you 4 minutes back today. Have a happy Memorial Day weekend. Stay safe.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank
you. Bye.